In the studio, as you can see, I have my pretty guest, our mommy, who has always been coming to give us more information and enlightenment we need to know about our electricity. No other person but Mrs. Bridget Etim. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning and hello, everyone.
Thank you, ma. How are you and how was your weekend?
Fine, and yours?
Fine, thank you, ma. You look absolutely stunning today.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, as you all know, this program is specifically designed for electricity. That is for you to know about your electricity. We have been talking about you knowing your rights about electricity, what you need to know, how you need to engage your discourse when you have issues, how you need to rectify your issues with your various discourse. And when you try to rectify the issue, you're not getting results, we're giving you ways to which you can escalate your complaint by coming to the FCCPC. Okay, so today we are going to talk about knowing why you pay what you pay. That is what we want to, talk about today. But there's one very important question I want to ask you before we go into today's topic. My question is, do you know your ban? We've been asking you this question a lot of times. Do you know which band you fall? Are you in band A? Are you in band B, C, D, or E? And do you know how many hours of light you're supposed to get on the various bands? So we are still going to repeat it today. But please, if you know that you don't know which band you fall under, try and engage your disco so that you know the band. And even I heard that even from your bill, your ban is stated there, so you can also check that, okay? So today, Mrs. Bridget is going to talk to us about knowing why you pay what you pay. Why are you paying for light? Why are you paying for it? This is what we're going to discuss, and even more. So please stay tuned. Do not go anywhere because a lot of information is going to come to your table today. Good morning once more, Mrs. Bridget, and welcome.
Good morning, and thank you. It's always a pleasure for me to be here.
Okay.
And, knowing why you pay what you pay is very simple. And, we like talking about these things so that it really stick into our heads. Absolutely. So that we really get to know, because we have said it time with our number that what we actually set out to achieve is to empower you as consumers, so that at every given point you demand and insist on your rights, because you can imagine that the commission, the FCCPC, will not be everywhere at the same time. Exactly. And when you begin to engage these service providers, you engage these distribution companies concerning your rights, you get really value for when you talk like somebody who understands what he or she is talking about. They take you so serious. It's a different thing for you to, when you go to the distribution company and tell them with assertion that A, for example, the distribution classification. And so that you know, and always check it. If you are an unmetered consumer, when you see your bill, look out for the cap, look out for your tariff and the band you are assigned. Then you now look out also for the value added tax. Those are the things that you look out for. So when you look out for those things, then you now begin to, when you see the tariff, you now begin to look out for which band am I assigned, because the band you are assigned is the reason why you pay what you pay.
Exactly.
So that's I'm trying to answer you.
Okay. So the band you are assigned
is the reason why you pay what you pay.
Which means it's very important for you to know your band.
Very important. And then secondly, the cap.
Okay.
Because the cap, like we always say, is what is given to the distribution company for different feeders. So if, for example, the cap for your feeder is, let's say, 100, it means that you're going to be multiplying 100 by your tariff to get what you pay, in addition with your value added tax.
Okay.
So these are the reasons. The reason why you pay what you pay is, number one, the ban, and then your cap.
Okay.
So very important for us to know our cap. And then, we have said it also on this platform that the cap does not mean that that is what the disco must use.
Okay.
But it means that the disco must not go above the cap.
Okay.
Meaning that if, for example, your cap is 100, the disco must not use more than 100 for you. But the disco can use 80 or 90 or even 50.
Okay.
I'm telling you this so that we'll know and check. So that the disco in an event, and then how do you check your cap? You can actually check your cap. You can visit the website of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission to verify the cap that is given to you when your bills come. And then again, we have to also know that our consumption now, really, with the introduction of the cap, is supposed to really match, consumption now is supposed to match our billing.
Okay.
Prior to the introduction of the cap, that's when people, consumers really complain bitterly about arbitrary billing, because then billings are kind of done methodologically. But now with the cap, it's really, certain. And then, the way the cap was determined was used, it was your metered neighbors that was used to arrive at the kind of cap. That, for example, if you belong to the same feeder with your neighbor who is metered, so they took the average consumption of your metered neighbor to arrive at the cap you pay.
Okay. So
just for fairness, because consumers have actually questioned the rationale behind that, because when it comes to the application of cap, you realize that even somebody who is, for example, in one bedroom pays the same thing with somebody who is in a duplex, to arrive. And then, but that's, consumers can actually, that's why even when such things happen and then you feel you're overbilled, you still can contest your bill.
Okay.
There are different ways to be fair for you, but this one, we're close. This one is getting us close to being metered. And then, because if even the distribution because some distribution companies even come out to complain that the cap is low. The idea behind the cap is even to force the discos to really meter consumers if they feel they are underbilling you. But for consumers, if you feel you are being overbilled, you still have the right to contest your bill. You remember, you can contest your bill and go ahead to pay the undisputed bill that you have been paying, that you don't have any problem with.
Okay.
So we are telling you, taking our time to talk to you about this so that we will have a robust conversation with this distribution company. I always cite this example when somebody complains about overbilling. So the simple thing I told her was, can you kindly go and engage with your manager? Go and ask your manager, because she claimed that she was paying something like 2,500 and then her bill now came up to 5,000. I said, go and ask the manager, the business unit manager. Ask him, what is your cap? One, I say, ask him what band you're assigned. Because she realized that the band she was assigned and did not change.
Okay.
So if your band
Then how
has not
come
changed,
the increase in
by the time she asked,
price?
because I'm trying to justify or to tell you the importance of you being empowered.
Okay.
Once you ask them, most people don't even want you to know certain things. If you know and you begin to engage them, they will just, the manager now say, okay, what is your complaint? She said, because before I used to pay 2,500, now I'm being asked to pay 5,000. The guy now say, okay, because he realized that what she used to, the kind of hours, because her own condition, she said that the supply of electricity she gets has not changed. She told the manager all of this, and he saw that truly they were not giving more light than they used to give in that location.
Okay.
The guy, because he didn't even want grammar, he just said, okay, madam. He just wrote on her bill. You can imagine, just continue paying what you used to pay.
Which means she has knowledge.
Yes,
of these things.
That was how the matter was resolved.
Okay.
Because what we know is that if you have been if you are experiencing any form of upgrade, or the distribution company is going to upgrade you upwardly, it is expected that there will be service improvement. It's not something like
Absolutely.
when you're paying 5,000 naira before, and then you are now being asked to pay 10,000, and then you will still be getting the services of 5,000 naira. That's a no. So we want consumers to always, at every given point, to really know what they are doing, to really know who they are dealing with.
Exactly.
And ask questions, demand answers. Like we always say, the slogan for the FCCPC is demand and insist on your rights.
Yes.
If you know your rights, if you know that you're not getting services of band A, and then you are being asked to pay the tariff for band A, insist, demand and insist. Even recently, I tell you, people are really aware. Even before I came to the office, somebody called me to say that, he realized people really need to ask questions concerning this ban. Especially because now that the tariff has gone up, so many people really need to know this. The person went and checked and saw that he was on band B, but yet he realized that what he was getting was the services of, the tariff. Each time he buys, he tries to vend, the unit he gets is that of band A. So he raised an alarm. And then, of course, when we try to engage AEDC, the distribution company also checked and found out that he was actually on band B.
But he was paying for band A,
so
bills for band A.
What will happen is that he's going to get a reimbursement of whatever it is that they have taken in excess of what he's supposed to get. So the excess of what they took will be reimbursed to him. So this is the importance of us checking our various bands.
It is very important, because you may end up now, you being in band B or band C, you may end up paying bills of band A.
I'm telling you.
So it is very important for you to have knowledge.
Because, that particular fellow realize that his neighbors, and it is also good, one of the things that we need to do for us as consumers is to share experiences.
Yes.
The person realized that his neighbor who is on the same feeder with is paying his units, the units he gets is out of band B. And then he now realized that he bought his own unit, he's getting that of band A. That's when it dawned on him that, it means that I am being overcharged here. And thankfully, when it was checked, it was discovered that he was actually supposed to also be on band B. So when we know certain things, let's share the experience so that other consumers will benefit and they will not fall in the same pitfall we have fallen.
Exactly.
So let's share our experience with our different consumers. Whenever we're experiencing good services, let's share our experience so that the consumers, our friends and neighbors will enjoy the kind of good services we're enjoying. If we're experiencing bad services, let's tell our neighbors and friends, family, so that they will not, be part of that service, so that they will not patronize those services that are bad.
Okay.
This is one of our fundamental responsibilities as consumers.
Okay.
And that cuts across all kind of consumer services.
Okay.
For products and services. It will help us to, build ourselves and build the nation, and also help the economic well-being. If businesses or distribution companies in this instance that are not doing well, it's just that in Nigeria here, what is obtainable, but I'm sure we're going to get there very soon, where we'll have choices to make on the different distribution companies.
Absolutely.
Then when this distribution company is not serving us the way we want, we'll leave that one and move to another one
exactly.
that can provide us with good services.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's also, as a way of refreshing our memories, and Miriam has earlier asked you this fundamental question. And truly, we will need you people to really send us this feedback, because this program is supposed to be an interactive program.
Absolutely.
So she asks whether you know your ban. We will be expecting you to really send us feedback, and then we promise that we're going to read them out next week once we get your feedback. I'm going to share our number to you so that you send it to us. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from, or where you're sending the message from.
Okay.
And then next week it will be about, we'll even read out your name to say that you have told us your ban. But we'll really say it so that you can even go and check based on what.
Yes, it's very important.
You can go and check. If, for example, you are here in Abuja or wherever you are, you can check your bill. You can visit the website of your distribution company to find out how you could get to know your ban, so that you will tell us. We want this feedback. We really want every electricity consumer in Nigeria to know his or her ban. So, like again, we have always said, we have 5 classes, 5 tariff ban classification. So, the one, I think today, I always start with ban A. Today I want to start with ban E.
Let's start with the list today.
Yes. So, for example, if you are assigned, and then remember we said that you really don't have a choice to make when it comes to the ban you will be assigned. It is just based on the assessment that is done by the distribution company, based on the infrastructures they have in a particular location. That's how they came about with the ban a consumer is assigned. So if, for example, you are on ban E, which is the least tariff ban, you are expected to get a minimum supply of 4 hours. And I tell you, this program, we say it as it is. Some consumers have even come out to tell us that they don't even belong to any ban. And the reason is because they don't get supply. And I tell you, especially for consumers who are even unmetered, it is very important for you to really engage with your service provider, your disco, whenever you are not getting supply. And remember that this complaint that you have to make to your distribution company has to be in writing. If you are not getting, I can't imagine how you will be without supply. Some people, in the course of our special engagement program, our intervention program rather, some people will say that for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even 4 weeks, even 1 month, and even beyond 1 month, that they haven't had supply.
In fact, yesterday, I had a complaint from somebody in Gombe. So she called me around 10 at night to tell me that I think they had issues. I think it's a national grid issue or so. So for like 3 months, they've not had lights. That was what she told me, that according to her own explanation, that they were told that their pole fell off. And because of that, they've not had light. So like for 3 months, there hadn't been light in such area. And she even mentioned other states like Adamawa, Gombe.
That would be very serious.
Yes. I was surprised. I asked her, did you engage your disco? Like, did you really engage them? Because there's no way that you have problem and then your disco is not able to rectify the problem within 24 hours or 48 hours or max 7 days. But this is like 2 months now. They don't have light, and it seems like they're already used to it. Nobody's even complaining. If not for her that called me around 10, but they don't seem to even complain about not having light for 2 months. I said, how is it possible for you to stay in such area for 2 months without having light? Do you know the amount of fuel you burn in a day? Because you need light for several things. You need light to do a lot of activities. So now that you don't have light for 2 months, how have you been coping in that area without light for 2 months? That's what I asked her.
Well, most of the time, like some of the distribution company will tell us that they don't really have any that their systems are not automated, so therefore certain complaints, certain faults
or information have not reached them.
Certain issues that will require them to intervene must be brought to them officially, But be that as it may, it might really be a very serious issue that will require your community to really write to your distribution company. You might want to do that if you are listening to us. I don't know, the lady who complained to you,
yes,
since we're live on social media.
Exactly.
And, you can complain and even copy the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission and copy also the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, because you actually need light. And let me tell you the reason why it is important for you to really write this complaint is because from the experience of what we have, distribution companies will even bill you even when they were not supplying electricity. So if you did not write them, at the point they ratify the fault, they might even still give you the bills of the periods where there was no supply.
In fact, that was what I didn't even ask her, whether they were billed or not.
What will help your question, your complaints at that particular time is the evidence of the letter you wrote to them. And that's why we keep telling consumers that let's not make complaints verbally. Our complaints, even if, for example, you want to complain verbally, ensure that a ticket is given to you, just something like an evidence to show that you ever laid that complaint. And the reason is because when the commission is providing an intervention, we will be able to have such document to use to expunge those periods that you were without supply. So very important. So we have talked about consumers on band E that are expected to get a minimum supply of 4 hours. And let's remember that this minimum supply of 4 hours we talk about all the time is cumulative supply. If, for example, you are given light in the morning and then at night they give you 3 hours or 2 hours, and then they spread it, just know that it is 4 hours, a minimum of 4 hours, meaning that you can actually be given over 4 hours. But it is expected that if you're on band E, you shouldn't get anything less than 4 hours on a daily basis. So if you are on band D, under this tariff band classification, you are expected to get a minimum supply of 8 hours on a daily basis. 8 hours on a daily basis. So if you are on band C, you are expected to get a minimum supply of 12 hours cumulatively on a daily basis. Okay? So if you are also on band B, you are expected, like me, let me tell you that I am now on band B. I used to be on band A, but for one reason or the other, we were downgraded to band B, and apparently it's because they are unable to meet up with the services of band A. So if you're on band B like me, you are expected to get a minimum supply of 16 hours on a daily basis.
Okay. 16
hours on a daily basis, and it is supposed to be cumulatively. Okay? So if you are on band A, which is the BABA, the people that, their tariff was reviewed upwardly, you are expected to get a minimum supply of 20 hours on a daily basis.
Okay, so Mrs. Bridget, if you talked about cumulatively, yes, cumulatively, that's for the whole day. So are they supposed to have this light like 20 hours at a stretch, or it could be distributed, but it should fall within 24 hours?
Yes, it must be. That 20 hours must fall within 20 hours. And that's why we're saying cumulatively. The total of whatever you are supposed to get.
Okay. Because some consumers might not know. For instance, consumers in band E, because of your infrastructure, the availability of your infrastructure in your own area, you can only get light for 4 hours. So it's possible maybe in the morning you get light for 1 hour, towards noon you get light for another hour, maybe later before sunset you get light for another hour, and then late at night you get, which means it's 4 hours. So we want you to know that cumulatively you're supposed to get 4 hours of light in a day. So it mustn't be, sometimes your discos could give you the light 4 hours at a stretch. sometimes they could distribute it at different hours. So you know, in case, but because some people might get the 4 hours and still complain that they are not getting it because they don't even know that this is what their band is supposed to get.
Okay, yes, for us, as a commission, we always love that light is given to every consumers. In fact, we don't even mind consumers to get the same 24 hours. Well, that's what we are targeting, and that's what the commission has actually continued to advocate, because electricity is something that affects every one of us. But then we should know that it is, when it comes to this tariff band classification, it is talking about the cumulative supply. For example, you get 1 hour in the morning, and then you get another hour in the afternoon, and then maybe another hour in the evening, and then another hour at night. It means that you've gotten the 4 hours that is required of you.
Okay, Mrs. Bridget,
class.
Let me just go a little bit, let me just take it a little bit further. Yes. Now, I know you work with the FCCPC, you don't work with any of these electricity distribution companies or even NEC. You're representing FCCPC. But don't you think that it's high time NEC reviewed this band so that at least people from like band E, they should at least have like an upward review of the number of hours they have light? I mean, 4 hours. Isn't it possible that this infrastructure could even take like 6 hours or 7 hours? I mean, let's be fair. You can imagine the difference, 4 hours, and then the next one is 4 hours difference. So I don't know. I don't know if you've had complaints like that.
Well, of course, even on this platform where consumers, when this tariff band classification was introduced, that was sometimes in 2020, part of the complaints that the commission actually received was that why the discrimination? You understand? But then when the distribution company, told us that, and even different stakeholders said that it is because of the infrastructure. You don't want a situation whereby you will force the infrastructure and then there will be collapse. There will be, some of these grid collapse we experience is because some of the infrastructure we have cannot take it. I don't want to go technical, and that's why as a commission, what we have always said is that the commission does not have the mandate to carry out a reform on electricity issues, because the issues of electricity are both foundational and fundamental, and we don't have such mandates. And what the commission has continuously does is to ensure that consumers are not shortchanged, consumers don't pay for what they did not consume in any way. And that's what we'll continue to stand and do for consumers. And that's why we're even saying that if, for example, you are giving services of band E, you shouldn't pay above the tariff that you shouldn't pay beyond the tariff of band E. You should pay the tariff of band E and not, for example, the tariff of band D or C or B or A. Because sometimes we have had to even resolve complaints of consumers that were assigned on band E, and yet their tariff is that of band A.
Okay.
So that's what the commission will continue. But then, even to come back to you, the commission has continuously engaged with this distribution company. And then to tell you, we even realized that when this tariff band A, the tariff of band A was reviewed upward, we realized that gradually, even the direct sector regulator, NEC, kept approving upgrade for other tariff classes.
Okay.
But what we're also monitoring is that we want a situation whereby the upgrade they are approving for other classes of consumers is in such a way that not just for the tariff, not just for the sake of them getting the money, but for the sake of them providing the service. Because this tariff band classification actually is supposed to be service reflective tariff. It is you pay for the kind of services you get. That is the idea behind this tariff band classification. I'm getting 20-hour services, getting 20 hours supply of electricity. I should pay for that tariff class. I am not getting 20 hours. I shouldn't pay for it. And that's why, thankfully now, even for the electricity consumers who are assigned on tariff band A, unlike before, that there was a general application of the buffer, whereby consumers who are on higher tariff and do not get the services, they will have to wait for 60 days. Now, it has changed. The max you can wait for before you are downgraded, if you are assigned on tariff band A and you're not getting the services, is 7 days.
Okay.
So let us know as consumers. Let us know and then begin to demand and insist on our rights.
Right.
Okay, so that I don't forget, earlier I was saying that we want consumers to send us feedback. We're going to, let's give you the phone number so that you start sending the feedback, and then we'll also give you towards the end of the program.
Okay.
So the number you can send us feedback on the tariff band you are assigned is 081 1987 7785. 081 1987 7785. Remember that this is our dedicated electricity phone number. You can just send us WhatsApp, you can send us SMS, so that we know you know your ban.
And you also know why you pay for what you pay.
Yes,
okay?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Mrs. Britt. I was hoping that maybe if we could get some people to ask us questions, we could take like few questions from your electricity dedicated line. That's with your own permission before we leave the rest to next week. Since we still have time, at least let's start engaging the people now to know what.
Unfortunately, we didn't come with the phone today.
Oh, really? Okay. So sorry about that. We didn't come with
the
phone. So please do not forget. Try as much as possible to send in your tariff. Tell us the band you fall. Okay. Tell us the band you fall. It is very important. All right. So yes, we're going to take a short break, and then when we come back, we'll continue with knowing why you pay for what you pay. It is very important. So please don't go nowhere. We'll be back. Stay tuned. FCCPC Hour. That's the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission Hour, brought to you by FCCPC with the support of MacArthur Foundation. And on this edition, we're talking about knowing why you pay for what you pay. All right. So quickly, we have just one line that you can quickly call us if you have any complaints whatsoever, you want to get more inquiries. Now we just want to have a little interaction with you before we finally call it a wrap for today. So if you want to call us on the program to make your contribution, ask questions, it's 090 57 07 8416. So the number to call now is 090 57 078416. And don't forget, it's just a one-time call, okay? It's just one off. So if you have any questions you want to ask us with regards to knowing your tariff band, with regards to knowing what you pay, okay? So we have a caller here. Let's take this. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to FCCPC Hour. What's your name and where are you calling us from? Your name is Bright from where?
Ike from Kabusa.
Okay, Ike from Kabusa. Welcome, Mr. Ike. Please, what is your contribution, or do you have any question?
So, we have one of the challenges which there was a time we approached LCCC.
Okay.
But that was quite a long time.
Okay.
Complained about our tariff then.
Okay.
And we didn't get a very good response. In fact, at that, almost we lost hope. So we don't know what is different from what is operational now.
Okay, so for how long did you talk? Did you send this message to FCCPC?
And we noticed you are band A, but that is what you are used for, and that lasted for quite a long time. But unluckily, our observation that we were not really band A customers.
Okay.
So we were made to pay for that for quite some time, a couple of years.
Okay.
We were expecting to address this and at least give us some favor or a sort of compensation.
Okay.
But the thing just went aground. Nothing really come out.
Okay, Mr. Ike, please, where are you calling us from?
I say I'm calling from Kabul.
Kabusa. Okay, thank you very much. Mrs. Bridget is going to respond to you, sir. Okay? Thank you very much. Okay, Mrs. Bridget.
Hello, Mr. Ike. I am sure you are listening to us. I don't know whether the problem is still persistent because you said it's a long time ago. You know, some of these complaints that consumers send to us, sometimes when these complaints come to the commission engage because sometimes we really don't need to even get across to you. When your letters come, I don't know how you made your complaints, and I don't know whether the complaint is still on.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would even tell you to still reach out to us so that we'll provide intervention. But if whatever it is, you can actually reach out to us even after this program for us to look into your matter.
Okay, let's take this one quickly. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Welcome to FCCPC Hour. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Abdul. I'm calling from this way.
Okay, Mr. Abdul, welcome.
You are there for this year. No better infrastructure, no better transfer, nothing. The company is a band here, no MP. And I don't understand what is the band here. Now I know only band here. There's band here, no MP.
Okay.
I'm managing director or no managing director. Why I'm not the MP?
Okay, you don't, Mr. Abdul, it seems like you don't know, Mr. Abdul, it seems like you don't know your band, right?
I know my band, the right band here, non-MD. That's non-MD, I don't understand it.
Okay, he said.
Okay, what it means is that you are a non-maximum demand user. Non-MD means we have maximum demand users and we have non-maximum demand users. And the maximum demand users are the ones who use more electricity. And then the ones who don't use more electricity are known as non-maximum demand users. And when it comes to the way your tariff, when it comes to the way your tariff class.
Okay, please hold on, Mr.
When it
Mr.
comes to
Abdul.
the application of your tariff, the maximum demand users will pay more while you pay less. That is what it is.
Okay. Mr. Abdul, are you with us? Okay, I think we lost Mr. Abdul. Okay. So he wanted to know that, okay, he's a non-maximum demand user. So does it mean now that those ones who are in band A with maximum demand users pay higher?
It is actually what is expected, but for this new tariff application, this new upward tariff review, it is actually the same tariff
Okay.
that the maximum demand user pays and then the non-maximum demand user pays.
Okay.
Do you understand? But in the other tariff classes, I see that consumers on the maximum demand users pay more.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's take this one. Okay. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Welcome to Fccpc Hour. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
This is Mr. Samuel calling from Orozo.
Okay, Mr. Samuel, please go ahead.
Okay, I have a problem since 2022. I've been trying to solve, but I could not solve it.
Okay.
My life was disconnected August 2022. So they keep on bringing bill of 20,000 August, September, October, November. So December, they say I should write a letter to Ukwe. I wrote a letter. They stamp the letter and key, they did not do anything. So December, I went there, they reconnect me, and I started paying. So January 2023, I have my meter. So I now told them the bill they bring for this 4 months, 20,000 that I did not use right, that you did not do. So at the 50,000 I hold before, I will pay it, and I know any card I bought, I will use it.
Okay.
So I went to NEPA and go for the sending back to Ukwe, from Ukwe to Rozo, up to now the issue has not been resolved. And if I recharge, to not last, they'll just say I'm owing this and that. They are deducting it.
Okay, Mr. Samuel, do you know your ban? Do you know your ban?
I did not.
Okay, so I'm giving you an assignment to know your ban, but what's concerning this your complaint, you can escalate it to the FCCPC now, because the periods that you did not use light, you are not supposed to pay. Okay, so you can write a complaint letter to the FCCPC stating all your complaints, or you can visit our office, which is located at number 23 Jimmy Carter Street, Asokoro, to file in your complaint physically. Or you can send us an email concerning your complaint to contact@fccpc.gov.ng. So whichever platform you choose to use, the commission is there to provide intervention concerning your complaint. Because let me state it again, in the periods where a consumer remains disconnected, the consumer is not supposed to pay for that services. That is the regulation. So you can do well to escalate your complaint now to the FCCPC.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Samuel. Thank you. So please, you can escalate your complaint to the FCCPC, okay? All right. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. Do not forget, if you want to call us quickly before we wrap up, the number to call is 090 57 07 8416. Yes, that's the number to call if you want to engage us quickly. If you have any complaints, please feel free to call us. And then if you want to, we want you to tell us your band, which band you belong to. So send a message to Mrs. Bridget on this other number to tell us your band. That's the electricity dedicated number, which is 081 19 87 7785. It seems to have a message.
Yes,
okay.
And it's far away, Calabar.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, so he said this. He's saying, "Good morning. My name is Emmanuel Ekpeyong. Texting from Calabar. My question is, what about those that doesn't have any meter, and they are giving them estimated bills. Sorry, I don't know. He's saying he will dare no. Okay, I think he's just asking about consumers who are on estimated billing. What should they do? You know, what consumers who are actually, you can pick the call and then we.
Okay, then we highlight. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Welcome to FCCPC.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Adams, I'm calling from Idu.
Okay, welcome, Mr. Adams. How is Idu this morning?
Yes, I'm calling from Idu. Good morning, yes.
All right, please go ahead.
I don't know my band, and because my own, I don't have the meter. And the whole house, whether your house is small or it's a big compound or small compound, they give everybody uniform bill. I don't know how do they rate that one.
Okay, in your compound, sir, people don't have meter, right?
Yes, yes.
But you're being given estimated bill.
No, he's saying that they have the same bill, whether you have a small house.
Whether the compound is big, whether the compound is small.
Yes, you know, we talked about it earlier.
They give everybody uniform bill.
Okay.
And the bill is small. I don't understand.
And you don't know your band, sir?
Yeah, I don't know my band.
Have you cited your bill before?
No, they just give us the bill this month.
Okay,
So
Mr. Adams, I will give you this assignment and I will be expecting an update from you concerning, I really want to know your ban. Kindly send a message to tell me your ban on 081 19 87 7785. But let me respond to your question. You know, earlier when we started this program, we talked about knowing why you pay what you pay, and one of the reasons why you pay what you pay has to do with the cap for your area, has to do with the ban you are assigned. So you know how it works when it comes to the capping. The cap is set for peak consumers that are on the same feeder. That is to say, you know, we clearly stated it that if it is, and that is where the commission has also questioned based on the complaints that consumers are bringing, that people who are on a big house, they appear to pay the same thing with people who are on a small house. And then we said that if your bills, if you can contest your bill. If you think that the bill they are giving to you is too much, you can write a letter of complaint to the distribution company to state the fact that you are even in a small house. You don't even have, you know, a lot of appliances in your house. There are different ways that we can do that we can resolve these complaints. Even sometimes we can even order the distribution company to carry out a load assessment on your building so that it will be just exactly what you are supposed to pay that you will pay. Because we have said it that the surest way to really determine a consumer consumption is when the consumer has a meter, you know. And then since there's no meter and then you are contesting your bill, a lot of things can be done on your behalf. So on this note, I'm advising that your community or your compound write a letter of complaint first of all to the distribution company, and if you don't get a satisfactory response from the distribution company, you can kindly escalate this your complaint to the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission. And like we said earlier, our number, dedicated electricity number for your enquiry remains 081 19.
Excuse me, 081.
Yes, 19 87 77 85. Yes. So you can actually visit our office, which is located at number 23 Jimmy Carter Street at Socorro, to file in your complaints physically. That's just what it's going to be.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. All right. Okay. So quickly, let's round up. Mrs. Bridger, since we're behind time now, so I want you to still give us this number.
Okay.
And other social media platforms, your email, website, and your contact address, so that those of us are trying to call now because of time, we cannot take more calls, can equally get in touch with you after the program.
Very well. Okay, like always, our dedicated electricity phone number remains 081 1987 7785 081 19 877785. Remember, you can send us WhatsApp and you can also send us SMS. And really don't forget that today we said we want to see your feedback on your band. We want you to send us the band you belong to. So you can send that to us on 08119877785. And then even if you want to continue interacting with us even after this program, you can do well to reach out to us on that same dedicated electricity phone number, which is 08119877785. And then if you want to file your complaints physically, you may do so by visiting our office, which is located at number 23 Jimmy Carter Street at Sokoro. And then if you want to send your complaint to us via email, the email address is contact@fccpc.gov.ng. Contact@fccpc.gov.ng. And our website also remains www.fccpc.gov.ng. www.fccpc.gov.ng. And if you also want to interact with us on our social media platform, it is at FCCPC Nigeria, at FCCPC Nigeria. So you can always do so. Even your complaints, if you visit our website, we have a form where you can file your complaints on our website, aside the email address that we have given to you as contact@fccpc.gov.ng. And remember that you should always demand and insist on your rights. Always know your rights when it comes to billing. Like we've always said, the component that makes up your bill remains the capping if you are an unmetered consumer, and then the tariff, in addition with the value added tax. And for the businesses, we insist that the distribution company be transparent to consumers and accountable to consumers at all times.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Mrs. Bridget Etin. Well, we've come to the end of the program. FCCPC Hour on Human Rights Radio and Television 101.1 FM, the station that redefines your broadcasting. Do not forget to send in your feedback to know which band you belong. And if you don't know, quickly, without hesitation, go to your nearest service provider to know which band you fall. And then if you know your band, kindly send a message to Mrs. Bridget to tell her the band you belong. My name is Mariam Baka. See you same time next week, same station. It's bye for now.
Nigeria. A Christian volunteer to pray for Nigeria. Madam, come now. Now you stand first. Now you, you, Smalley, come. Now you stand first. Unless you no get confidence, make you no come pray. One can pray now. If I hear me interrupt her, the prayer no they go direct because this platform is very sensitive.
Yes, sir.
How you pray matters. How you present your matter before God matters. Some people they pray. It be like say God know the answer them. Now how you present your matter. First of all, is your heart